I'm Mama Omega, and I'm always bringing that truth. You know how I do. Come on in this room. Come on in this room. I don't see nobody right now, so I'm gonna take a moment and get me a little giant or something. Well, I already had like a half of one from last night. I literally did not smoke all day yesterday. I just had me a joint I had rolled up earlier. I smoked half of that shit, and then the rest of the day, that shit must have been some pie, man. The rest of the motherfucking day, I didn't even smoke a shit. I ended up laying down and going to sleep and getting some rest and all the other stuff. But I wanted to talk about what the fuck happened last night, what the fuck went on in my dream last night, and then what happened in the waking world, what happened in my reality, right? So y'all remember, of course y'all remember, but y'all remember gang gang, hey best friend, hey. Okay, so y'all remember, let me find my little half a joint. Where is it? Okay, here we go. I didn't even know half. It's a little piece. I just don't feel like rolling another one up. But anyways, so last night before I went to bed, I know I made that song with the dude Stuffer, right? And it's the song Winning. So we back on Stuffer again, right? I had blocked Stuffer from my phone because remember the last video I made, he kept calling me, right? So it has been a year since I stopped being his friend. This nigga finds me on Facebook. I unfriended him and everything. He finds me on Facebook. And it was one other thing that I forgot to point out about this dude that's the producer that I made the song Winning with. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know all the LGBT shit. If y'all go back and y'all watch that video or whatever about the LGBT shit that he had me wrapped up in or tried to get me wrapped up in with this LGBT shit, with him having a woman but never telling me it was a woman, it was really a man. You know what I'm saying? So last night he hits me up on Facebook and he's like, "What's up, sis? What's going on?" And I just blocked his ass. But I didn't have a conversation with him, but it made me think here, okay? When you have somebody who you have ignored their phone calls, you have not had any communication with them, it's been almost a year. Besides the one time when I was half sleeping, I told y'all he had caught me at 3 a.m. in the morning or some shit like that, and I was half sleeping and told me to come outside, and I was outside, and it was him and not my other friend Eric that I usually hang out with. You know what I'm saying? So I was just thinking that last night when he contacted me, it's like he's not getting it. He's not getting it. This is like harassment. This is stalking at this point. I forgot to point out the first time when I first met him, he told me his name was Sean, right? And this was the first red flag. He told me his name was Sean. If y'all need any background story on this story that I'm telling about this person that I made this song with, the music producer Stuffer, right? So if y'all need any background, go to the other videos about this, okay? So his name was not Sean, his name was Thomas, and I knew that from his Facebook account. And then I remember saying something to him about it, like, "Why did you lie to me about your name?" So he came in the friendship lying, okay? That was just something that I forgot about in the first video, right? But it brought it back up last night when I seen his profile from him inboxing me that his name was not motherfucking Sean, it was fucking Thomas. Right? So that was red flag number one, okay? And then number two, this motherfucker is not getting it. I have blocked you from my cell phone. I've blocked you from social media. I've blocked you from every angle. And you're still trying to contact me. And then his message was, "What's up, sis?" Like none of that fucking LGBT shit happened. Like none of that shit ever happened. You get what I'm saying? So it's weird to me why he continues, thank you, daughter, why he continues to get all that lemon outside of it. She gave me some fresh lemon pills so I can, whip up some witch shit. What is that? Let me see that lemon pill, baby. It still has flesh in it. This is flesh. Right, that's flesh. You can get that out the lemon peel. Okay, but anyways, my kids be eating lemons and shit. But this motherfucker is not getting it, okay? So he continues to hit me up. He's like, "What's up, sis?" And the message was, "What's up, sis? What's going on?" Like, none of this shit ever happened. Like, you didn't try to get me into it with some fucking nigga over you. Like, you didn't want to see me fight a man over you. So I felt like that was a little weird. And I don't really know how to handle the situation other than blocking him again. I don't really know how to handle the situation because it's like, nigga, I've said it in a text plain. And I told y'all in that video flat out, I do not want to be your friend because you tried to get me in a situation where a man would be trying to whoop my ass because you're this person's man or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that was one thing. And I just thought I would bring that up because there are going to be people that come into your life that just don't get it. They don't get that you don't want to hang out with them no more. They're going to try to impress on you and keep pressuring you to allow them or force their way into your life, into your reality. Because I don't understand why the fuck, after I said it in plain text, in the as day, I told you I was going to post them fucking text messages. But I don't even know if I have his phone number still, because I done changed my phone number and everything. But if I still have it in my phone, I will post that shit of me saying plain as day, I do not want to be your friend. I am not with whatever fucking LGBT shit you got going on. I'm not finna fight no nigga over you. You know what I'm saying? But he still contacted me, and I don't know why or how. And it's like every time I block him on something, he finds another way, another profile or something, and be like, hey, girl, what's up? Like me and him hanging out or some shit. No, that's not what's going down. So that was just that. All right. And then with my dream, right? So in my dream, I was living my best life. Spirit had blessed me. All these old people, all these karmic people were out of my life, right? And I was with a new group of friends. There was like a new group of girls that I was hanging out with, and we was discussing going out or doing something or whatever. And then all of a sudden, the Wicked Witch of the Midwest, which is my adoptive mother, she shows up in the dream. And I'm telling y'all about this because I know this bitch watched my channel, and I want to give her a direct message. Bitch, do not play with me. Do not fucking play with me. If you come in my dream one more motherfucking time, I'm going to slay your ass over there in the dream world, and it will affect you in this reality, which means I'm going to fucking unalive you in the dream world, motherfucker, because you keep playing with me and you keep trying to show up and force your way into my reality. So she cannot contact me in the physical world. She cannot do any of those things because, for one, the police is watching her ass, the CIA is watching her ass, the FBI is watching her ass, and all these other government entities are watching her ass because she tried to murder me and it did not work. So this bitch last night shows up in my dreams, but I should have knew something was up because somebody else, Dude Stuffer, that I was trying to block out of my life before I even went to sleep, was still trying to find little ways to contact me, right? So in the dream, me and these homegirls, we finna go out, we finna kick it. I have a new life. I started over. None of these people from my past, from my family, are there. She comes in the dream out of nowhere, right? Now, my mother was always considered the person to have a lot of money in the family. Everybody would always say, yo, mama rich, because she would change cars like she would change her motherfucking drawers or purses or some shit, right? So, we're figuring out how we all finna fit into this car or whatever, right? And it's like 4 or 5 of us or whatever, me and my new homegirls. I don't know who these people are. I have not met them yet. And they say when you go into a dream that nobody's face is new to you in a dream. It's somebody that you have already met in your reality. So in my dream, I don't know none of these bitches in this current reality. You know what I'm saying? But she shows up in the dream and she's like, y'all, take my car. Take my car. And she tries to hand me the keys. And then I wake up. Bitch, do not play with me. She was trying to be all extremely overly nice, especially in front of these new friends that I had. She was really trying to make an impression on them and giving me her car keys. Like, you can drive my car. Y'all can hang out in my car. Woo, 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 woo. And as I get to going off on her in the dream, like, bitch, what are you doing here? Like, why are you here? I wake the fuck up. So that was Spirit letting me know that this bitch is still trying to force her way into my reality. And that's what it started with Stuffer. This nigga trying to force his way into my motherfucking reality, right? So I just wanted to share that dream, and then I also wanted to tell her directly through YouTube, bitch, if you try me again, it's on and popping. You're not my mother. So you have no reason to try to harass me other than the fact that you got a life insurance policy on me, bitch, and you think that you finna try to kill me. And I think that in the dream, because see, I saw above someone else. So in the dream world, if I would have been like, mommy, oh my God, and hugging on her and shit, in the reality, she would have been able to approach me. But in the dream world, I was like, bitch, what the fuck you doing here? You know what I'm saying? In my dream, right? So that was a direct message for her. So it wasn't nothing really major with that. But also, I'm going to say this one time, and I'm going to try to leave it at this because Spirit keep bringing my attention to this shit. I had made a post on Facebook, right? And it is definitely about a female that was in Truth Gang. I don't think she's in Truth Gang anymore, but it's because she knows that I'm a real deal motherfucking psychic, and I know what you're doing. I can see what you're doing, right? So she used to get readings from me or whatever, right? And this is the bitch that's now claiming that she is a priestess. And she's going out here and she's doing these goddamn rituals. It's the same fucking person that I've been talking about, how her candles be burning all fucked up. She don't know who the fuck in her rituals. She don't know what the fuck going on. Like, it's just all bad. Like, if you don't fucking stop, you're finna get your ass in trouble because you do not know enough. And this is not me judging you. This is a direct message from Spirit. You do not know enough. You just think you see the glamour and the grits and you think that it's easy money. Everybody cash at me for this ritual, for this ritual, for this ritual. First of all, you don't know what the fuck you doing. Okay? And I'm just gonna be honest with you. I seen her post a ritual about generational wealth transfers. You cannot do a ritual for a generational wealth transfer. Let me tell you why you can't. Because if there's any generational wealth being transferred to you, it was already yours. You get what I'm saying? So you may have people in these rituals and you're taking their cash apps because they want to get generational wealth. They're going to come up empty handed and it's all going to backfire on you. Why are these people going to come up empty handed? Because these motherfuckers it's not in their destiny to have the generational wealth. It's not in their fucking life path to be the one to have the generational wealth. But you're just blindly promising these people that you can use your power to get them some generational wealth. But if it's generational wealth, that means generations before you got here, that wealth was already assigned to you. I mean, does any of this make sense to y'all? I feel like it makes sense to me. Okay, so I don't know what the fuck this bitch is doing, but she's misleading a lot of people. And I'm gonna mind my business when it comes to it. But spirit is, I guess, I'm a messenger because I even debated with myself about saying anything because I'm like, bitch, this don't got shit to do with you. Mind your motherfucking business. This ain't got nothing to do with you. And then the spirit was like, you have a responsibility as a messenger to deliver the fucking message. Now, bitch, you don't gotta listen. You don't have to listen to me at all. You do not have to listen. But what you're doing is absolutely fucking wrong. You do not know what you're doing. You cannot promise people generational wealth. Generational wealth is something, like I said, that's already had to been there for the generations. Okay? So I'm not trying to hate on this girl or nothing. It's just that she needs to stop before you get your ass in some real motherfucking trouble. And then let me tell you something. These people don't play. They don't give a fuck if they sent you $5.55 for a ritual. If they don't receive any results, they're going to get on rip-off report and make rip-off reports on you. They're going to start leaving bad reviews about you. And then your shit is going to be shattered. Your reputation is going to be shattered in the spiritual community because you're having these people, you're promising these people for little to nothing to do these major things. You're promising them to move mountains and promising them that they're going to get some type of inheritance and shit like that. And it was never written for them to have that shit. It's only a select few. It is only a select few that's supposed to get generational wealth. Now, if you're already assigned to get generational wealth, you're going to get it in divine timing. Okay? You're going to get it in divine timing. So there's no spell to speed this up unless you're somebody who likes to kill people. Then you can speed it up that way. Because remember, it's generational wealth. So it has to go through the generations. And most of the time, that wealth does not get transferred until somebody dies. Right? That shit ain't finna get transferred until somebody fucking dies. So if you're doing this shit and a death is caused, like you speed up their situation, you're responsible for that. You're responsible if somebody ends up dying because you're trying to get this generational wealth transferred, but they're still on the fucking throne seat of the family because they're not dead yet. People can get sick because you're trying to move them out of the way to get your clients this generational wealth. You're going to pay for all of that shit. I really wish that you would stop doing this all willy-nilly. And I'm just going to do my job as a messenger. And Spirit is telling me to deliver the message. Now, I'm not saying no names. You know who you are. You know exactly who you are. I'm not going to say no names about what it is that you're out here doing in the spiritual community. But once your reputation is shot in the spiritual community, your reputation is shot in the spiritual community. Period. Now, you can get one or two people saying shit like that or whatever, but if you don't know what you're doing, and this is one thing that I should never see if you are a true priestess, you have 20 people into your ritual, you should not be making a post, who all got into the ritual? That shows me right there that you don't know what the fuck you're doing and that you're being irresponsible when you have to go back and you have to ask people who entered into the ritual, As a responsible spiritualist and you done took these people money, you should already know who the fuck is in your ritual pot. You should already know. You should be keeping tabs on the information that you're giving through these people and you know what's going down and who is in your ritual. And then this is the same female that says that she let two people who had these curses on them in this ritual and they fucked up everybody else's ritual. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You couldn't discern before you took their cash app that they had curses on them and that they were going to fuck up 30 other people's energy in the ritual. You don't know what you're doing. You're going to get yourself in some trouble here, okay? You're going to get yourself in some spiritual trouble and then some physical trouble because when you go out here promising shit like that and you don't get results, people can legally get you in trouble. Like, you'll go to jail. Miss Cleo ass died in jail. She died in jail, y'all. Miss Cleo ass. So while you think you know what the fuck you doing, you better know what you're doing. And the first sign of irresponsibility from your spiritualist, that need not to be your spiritualist anymore. Now, life happens, okay? Life happens. So something can happen in your spiritualist life or whatever. So they might not be able to do everything right then and there, but they still have to go back and complete whatever it is that they're supposed to complete. So if something happens in the spiritualist life, that's understandable. But if you're out here collecting money and shit like that, you don't need to be making no posts talking about who all in the ritual. Who got in the ritual? Who got in the ritual? You should know who gave you money. You should know who put their money towards this pot. Okay, that's why you should write shit down and you should make lists. But if you don't know what you're doing, it's gonna backfire on you anyways. Okay, you said, "Wow, I didn't know she passed." I think Miss Cleo been dead for about 10 years. Okay, I think she been dead about 10 years or a little bit more. But she died in jail because the stuff that she was telling people, the stuff that she was promising people, it was not happening for them. Okay? So if you're going to be doing this shit, make sure that you're able to get real results for people, because your results is your reputation. And then you cannot make up an excuse for the other 30 people that they're not getting their generational wealth because you let 2 people in. Because those 30 people, you owe their money back. You owe their money back. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You owe their motherfucking money back if their shit didn't go through, even if 2 other people, that was your fault. The spiritualist is going to be responsible for whatever the fuck take place in those rituals, okay? So that's just a direct message for her. That was a direct message for my adoptive mother. Bitch, don't try me in the dream world no more, okay? The last dream I had about her was in Louisiana, and I'm going to just share that before I go. And this is right before all this stuff had happened, right? So I had a dream in Louisiana about my mother, my adoptive mother, and this is before I knew I was adopted. I thought she was my birth mother, right? And I woke up from that dream and I was like, why in the fuck was she yelling at me like that? Like, what? I don't even be around her. Why was she so angry with me? We were in a courtroom in this dream in Louisiana. We was in a courtroom and I was sitting across from her, and at the time I was with Baba D, and Baba D was in the courtroom with me. For some reason, Baba D had all his suitcases and shit and with him, right, at the courthouse, right? So my mom, she gets up, my adopted mom, she gets up, and the judge is asking her to speak, and she's like pointing at me across the room. Her face is red. My adopted mom is really light skinned. This is another clue that bitch ain't really my mama. Her face is red, and she's pointing at me, and she's like, "You, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. And you." And I'm sitting in the courtroom in the dream, y'all, and I'm like, what the fuck? I ain't never done nothing to you, lady. I don't even talk to you. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Why are you so angry with me? And why are you like trying to persecute me? You know what I'm saying? So I woke up from that dream, right? And that dream was crazy too, because Baba D actually did end up leaving, okay? And he had all his bags packed in that dream. And he actually did end up leaving. I think he ended up leaving like a month or so later after I had that dream, right? So I woke up and I called my adopted sister. And I'm telling her, like, what's going on in the dream, how we was at court, how mama was yelling at me and she was trying to persecute me, but I hadn't done anything. And my sister, who was a karmic ass sister, was like, I think that's a sign that you need to try to fix your relationship with mom. You need to try to fix it, but I'm trying to figure out why the fuck I need to fix anything when I ain't never done nothing to this bitch. She's always treated me like shit. You get what I'm saying? I've never disrespected her. I ain't never cursed her out. Now, y'all hear me calling her bitches and shit now. The only reason why y'all hear me calling her bitches and shit now is because I found out at the end of 2021 that she wasn't really my mother. And I was waiting. I was waiting forever, however many years I've been alive, because you know the bitch fucked with my birth certificate too. I was waiting for however many years since I have been alive to tell this bitch, I don't like you. And now that I know that you're not my mother, I can tell you to kiss my ass and go to hell, bitch, because you're not even my mom. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, you need to fix the relationship with mom. You need to fix it with her. She getting old. She probably finna die. And you don't want to have that on you, that you was holding a grudge against her for how she treated you when you was a kid and all this other stuff. And I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? And then I come back to St. Louis and I find out all of this other shit. We really will be seeing each other in the courtroom. We really will be face to face in a courtroom, okay? So that's what happened with that shit. And I'm not quite sure why the fuck this bitch tried to show up in my dream other than to be nice. Like she was like, trying to save face in the dream. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. I am available for all your readings today. I'm going to get my kids started on school. I couldn't get them started earlier because I was out doing things. I had to go to the grocery store. Also, me and my kids are doing a 30-day challenge. And it's going to be a 30-day meatless challenge. Now, we already eat relatively healthy. But my daughter, she's always not liked meat. I mean, from birth. I'm a meat eater. My sons are meat eaters. But I had this one child who just never liked meat from birth. And her daddy eats meat, I eat meat, but she's just like, I'm not eating meat. So I was like, you must be a fucking millennial baby or some shit, a fucking 2K baby or some shit for you to come out not eating meat and not wanting it. And I would even try to make her eat it. So my daughter was like, we're going to do a 30-day challenge in which we are not going to eat meat and we're not going to drink sodas and stuff like that as well. So we are starting that today. I hope you guys will join me on this challenge and we'll see how much healthier we feel. I mean, shit, I like meat personally, but that's what we're doing, okay? You say, I'm doing a liquid challenge for a week. That's good. That's good because you also need to clean out your system. So we'll be drinking lots and lots of water. We just went and got 32 cases of water. We're going to be drinking just lots and lots of water, flushing that negative energy out of our bodies, replenishing it with good healing energy and all of that. And I'm excited about it. We started today, but I had some leftover Chinaman rice from last night. So I kind of ate that. And then I had like a little salad to go with it. But let me see. You say, yep, it makes sense. I didn't even know she passed. Miss Cleo used to come on late at night. She got big for that too. Wow, she did get big for that. But the only reason why she got big was because she was lying to people. All right, you said her karma here. I believe that. And you said, you're doing a liquid challenge for a week. So that's necessary too, so that you can cleanse your energies and all of that stuff. If you guys would like to book your readings at all today, I'll be available for that shit. I'm going to consult with my spirits. I'm going to see what they would like me to do for our group rituals and all the other stuff coming up this weekend or this week. And then I will be back on it a little later to get off in these spiritual streets, get back on the block and see what the spirit got to say. Gang, 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 gang. I'm out this bitch. Happy 420. Yeah, light one up for me too. I'm out this bitch.